Hello and welcome back to WMF Reacts. It's the beginning of the week, so once again we're going to Diana. I was going to try some other music, but there's so many wonderful comments and suggestions. I have to keep diving down this rabbit hole. Today we have a music video, again, similar to last week, called Quiet and Bright. As always, thank you very much for joining me on this journey, and for everybody that's commenting and leaving suggestions. I am eternally grateful. If you do want to support me more directly, I do have a Patreon set up, so please feel free to take a look there. It's very low cost. What I'm trying to do with the Patreon, there is a free level and a paid level, which is, a couple of dollars. But what I'm trying to do is post a lot of information, sort of behind the scenes stuff, or my thoughts on the music that I've already reacted to. I may do the odd article about the different artists that go through their history that I found out about and that sort of thing as well. So I'm trying to put some interesting stuff on there that's more behind the scenes, a little bit interesting, things that I've discovered and things that I think about it. And obviously it's a way to discuss with me and a way to access the Discord, which you can access anyway, but there is a pay level on that, which is included in the Patreon. So have a look there, and it's a good way to make suggestions and then vote on suggestions. So that's what I'm trying to do to kind of make it more interactive, because it is quite difficult sometimes to keep up with all the comments, because there are hundreds, and it is very difficult to do that. It'd be nice to have more of a conversation with it, I think. But anyway, let's carry on and take a look at the music video. Quiet and Bright. Interesting music so far. A lot more electronic. I love the way it goes down.
Тихо и светло в окне моей души, и в одиночестве не стал никто тушить все свечи разом. Двери под охраной, но в замке ключи. Даже у охраны зараза. Тикают настенные стрелки бегуны, пока стекают восковые капли по коврам оконной. В этой тишине не будем я и ты. Одна сгорю в пыли нераскалённой.
Right, before going to the next part, initial reaction. Love the music, the synth and that sort of thing, the more electronic music it was quite interesting. Obviously, it's got a nice horror vibe, and anyone that watches any of my gaming channel, which is called Wasn't My Fault, I do a lot of horror games and that sort of thing, so this fits in with my vibe 100%. As usual, her voice sounds fantastic. A lot of the usual things we're hearing from her with the deep voice and the doubling of voice that she does and all that kind of thing is quite nice. There's a few little bits. Let's try and get to some of the bits I want to talk about as well. There's a double in.
Двери под охраной, но в замке ключи. Даже у охраны зараза. Тикают настенные стрелки бегуны, пока стекают восковые капли по коврам оконной. В этой тишине не будем я и ты.
Love the way she does at the end of that, where it kind of goes into that whisper. It's, as I've said, every video, I love that kind of whisper tone that she's got. And she does that right at the end, really unusual. And the bits where she just flicks into a slightly higher notes as well. You hear the end of a couple of sentences. Let's see if we can catch one. And that one's just in the middle of a sentence. She just flicked up a little bit. I'm liking this. I'm loving the visuals as well. It's nice and dark. It's like a haunted house. If you're into video games like I am, things like PT, things like that, which was a Silent Hill game where you go around one corridor and you constantly go around the same one, but it constantly changed every time you went around, and there'd be things added, things taken away, creepier stuff happening all the time. Kind of has that vibe when she goes down the corridor and there's the wind blowing for the curtains, very Resident Evil and that sort of thing as well, which I said is really me. So this is interesting.
Это шепот или повело, открытые очи, но рядом никого.
carry on, I'm going to break it back a little bit. There's some really interesting stuff there. So right at the end of that, with the different layering, let's see if we can catch it. It's all the noises. Some of it sounds like it might be a voice, it might be an instrument, I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure I can hear like running water as well. Oh, I've got a leak in the house. I'm not sure which, but I think I can hear that as well. I'm going to go back a little bit because I've gone too far. I really liked the beginning of this part as well, where she just has the high notes continuing rather than going down a little bit more. She's staying up that little bit higher, which I really like. Just the kind of creepy horror nature, eyes open, there's nobody close, and all that kind of thing. There's nobody. It's just really creepy. It gives that nice vibe, and just the look of the video as well. The way she's wearing all dark, the way her makeup's done, her hair, hair makes me feel like Wednesday from Addams Family, and that sort of thing. So you get that kind of vibe of it being sort of horror, creepy, and so on as well. But I really do like when she stays in that high register for a little bit and then drops down low again and gives the bit of a difference. And obviously the way she can double a voice. I don't know if she's doing that naturally or if they're adding some of that post-production as well. It's hard to tell because she's got all these different techniques, and some of it's hard to pick apart which she's doing herself and which is being added, because obviously there's her singing in the background in certain parts as well. So there's so much going on. Yes, in fact, you can hear it doing like the humming kind of track, but then there's another kind of higher pitch that sounds like it could be an instrument, but also sounds like it could be her. There's so many things going on in the background, and obviously in the foreground there's a voice as well. They're just all different layers to this. It's quite unusual. It's interesting. Я буду сгорать одна, никто даже не смотрит. Скатертью укутана под стол, ушла заботами, боюсь смотреть. В глазок мои глаза замотаны. Кто здесь? Луна веревки разработаны. Слышу за воротами свербят. Нет желания снова не открою. Мир за убеждением блудит. Небо моей души. I'm getting distracted by the visuals of music videos. Always happens, and I'm trying to read it, and it's quite a lot. So I'm gonna go back and go to some of the lyrics as well, because some of it seems quite interesting, but I'm missing bits of it because the visuals are so striking. And when she's singing, to get that creepy vibe, she's just kind of looking straight ahead, almost emotionless for a lot of it. Whereas usually she's quite emotive when she sings, but seeing her just kind of staring and singing is quite unusual. Я буду сгорать одна, никто даже не смотрит. Скатертью укутана под стол, ушла заботами, боюсь смотреть. В глазок мои глаза замотаны. Кто здесь? Луна веревки разработаны. Слышу за воротами свербят. Нет желания снова не открою. Мир за убеждением блудит. Небо моей души успокоит. And I do like, as I said before, when she goes to the high bits for one verse and then she's doing this verse then a lot lower register. And I'm not very good with remembering terminology, and thank you in the comments. People have been correcting me and telling me what different things are, but it's the way she does some techniques just makes me think of System of a Down and that sort of thing, Armenian sort of techniques and that sort of thing. It's what makes me think of like Eastern European and that kind of thing, and a more Eastern and that kind of music, which we don't have much of in the UK and America and so on. We only have little bits of that, so when you hear it, it's very kind of like, I've heard that before. So that it always makes me think of System of a Down and Serge Tankian and that sort of thing. obviously he's a vocalist for System of a Down. He has a lot of that kind of technique as well, and that always makes me think of that because I love them. So it is interesting hearing that sort of influence, that Eastern influence in the music as well, which we know is there. But it's always cool. And it's starting again. So at the end of that, it was really interesting. Said when she's just looking at the camera, kind of not much emotion, but then she goes to the more kind of acting parts when there's full of emotion and moving around and all that sort of thing is really interesting. Yeah, the last bit where there isn't singing with words, there is right at the end, obviously, but the whole bit at the end of the dancing around with all the kind of demons or ghosts or whatever is once again using her voice as an instrument rather than singing words. It's singing emotion in it. It's really good. I'm enjoying that. I'm gonna have to listen to this quite a few times to get to grips with all the different layers because there's so much going on in there. It's really interesting. I'm really, really liking it. I know I keep saying interesting. People hate when I say interesting, but it is. I'm finding it all fascinating, and obviously, it's amazing talent. Absolutely unbelievable. Love the horror vibe. This is my favorite so far, I think. It's a hard thing to say because there's so many and there's so much more to listen to. But it's my favorite because of the horror vibe, and horror is very much me. You can probably see back there, I've got alien face huggers, I've got mass, I've got all sorts of stuff up there to do with horror. So it's, you know, it's one of my favorite things. So finding a horror music video really appeals to me. So anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on this musical journey. I am enjoying it, and I am grateful for every one of you that comments, likes, subscribes, and everything else. And once again, if you do want to support me more directly, my Patreon is available as well. So anyway, thanks for joining me. Please let me know what you think of this music video. Did you like it? Did you find it too creepy? Was it scary? Please let me know, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.